Hi David, so we're on lesson 10 now, still comparing and ordering decimals. We are going to play the same game as we did yesterday, it's just a tiny bit different, okay? So you need your piece of paper again, you need your pen or your pencil, and you need a dice or a random digit generator from Google or on an iPad or a phone. Okay, so make sure you've got those things. Okay, so have a look at our in focus task. I want you to see if you can notice what the difference is between this version of the game and yesterday's version of the game. So you need to roll a dice, place the digit in the ones, tenths or hundredths place. See which player makes the largest number. So what's the difference between today's game and yesterday's game? This time you're allowed to put the digit in the ones place, okay? So when you draw your place value grid and you have your ones column, your tenths column and your hundredths column, now you're allowed to put a digit in here instead of just using 0. Okay, so once again, you can play with a partner, someone in your house, or you can roll twice, which is what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so roll the dice. So I've got a 3. This time I can choose which column I put it in. Okay, so 3, I'm going to put my 3 in my tenths column. So remember, the aim of the game is to get the largest number. 1, I'm going to put that in my hundredths. And 4, I'm going to put in my 1. So I've made 4.31. 4 ones, 3 tenths and 1 hundredths. Okay, now I'm going to try and make a bigger number. Whereas if you're playing with a partner, it's a competition of who can make the largest number. 1, 4, I'm going to risk it and see if I can get a higher number. Yes, 6.41. So I succeeded, I managed to make a bigger number. Okay, so the aim of the game is to make the biggest number, the greatest number. Pause the video now, have a go at playing that game. Right, so Emma makes a little comment on the in focus task and says, we may know the winner before every player has rolled 3 times. Is Emma correct? So do you think that we could find out who the winner of the game is before we've filled all of our columns? Pause the video now whilst you have a chat about that. So Emma is correct. Let's say the first person rolled a 6 and put it there, and the second person rolled a 2 and put it there. We already know that this person has got the biggest number. We look at the ones column for the biggest number, then we go to the tenths, then we go to the hundredths. Okay? So yes, Emma is correct. We may know the winner before all the dice numbers are rolled. Okay, so now I'm going to roll some more numbers, and I would like you to make my numbers and compare them using place value discs. Okay, so using our discs here and our ones. So I've got a 6, 2, 5. Okay, 6.52 I've made. 1, 4, 4, and a 4.14. I would like you to make each of these numbers using our place value discs. Okay, then I'd also like you to use our greater than and less than symbols to compare the two. Okay, right, let's have another go. I'm going to do another example. I'm going to have a 3.54 and I'm going to do a 5.11. Okay, pause the video now. I'd like you to have a go at making those with number discs and use greater than and less than to compare. Okay, so for 3.54 we should have 1, 2, 3 ones, we should have 5 tenths, and we should have 4 hundredths. For 5, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, 1 tenth, and 1 hundredth. Okay, so which one is greater, and how do you know? So 5.11 is greater because it has 5 ones, and this number has 3 ones. Okay, so my crocodile eats the bigger number. 3.54 is less than 5.11. Let's have another go. 5.22 and 2.62. Okay, using place value discs and greater than and less than. Pause the video now. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, 2 tenths and 2 hundredths, and we've got 1, 2 ones, 6 tenths and 2 hundredths. Which one is greater? 5.22 is greater because it has 5 ones and this number has 2 ones. Okay, so the crocodile eats the bigger number. 5.22 is greater than 2.62. So now I'd like you to have a go at doing this, rolling 2 numbers, using the place value discs and then writing using the greater than and less than symbol. Okay, pause the video now whilst you give that a go. Right, so now we're going to move on to the guided practice. Number 1, which number is smaller? Okay, so what you need to do is finish making those numbers using the place value discs and then put in our greater than or less than symbol, and the same for the second one. Okay, so exactly what you've just been doing, but they've given you the numbers. Okay, pause the video now whilst you give that a go. So let's talk through what we worked out. So we've got 3.7 and we've got 7.3. So they have 1, 2, 3 ones and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones and 3 tenths. Which number is smaller? It asked you to find. Which number is smaller? 3.7 is smaller because it has 3 ones and this one has 7 ones. Okay, so the crocodile eats the bigger number, but we know 3.7 is less than 7.3. And the next one we've got 1.52 and 1.25. Okay, so we've got 1, 1, 5 tenths, 2 hundredths, and we've got 1, 1, 2 tenths, and 5 hundredths. Which number is smaller? So we look at our ones column first. They've both got 1 in the ones column, so we move to the tenths column. We've got 5 tenths and we've got 2 tenths. Which one's smaller? The 2 tenths. Okay, so we know now that 1.25 is smaller than 1.52. So my crocodile eats the bigger number. 1.52 is greater than 1.25. Okay, the next part of the guided practice, we've got another question the same. Which is greater this time, please? 2.65 or 2.69? So pause the video now whilst you make those with your place value discs and use our greater than or less than symbol. Okay, so let's see what we found. We've got 2.65 and 2.69. So we've got 2 ones, 6 tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 hundredths. we've got 2 ones, 6 tenths, and 9 hundredths. 6, 7, 8, 9. So which one is greater this time? So we look at our ones column, they've both got a 2. So we go to our tenths column, they've both got a 6. So we go to our hundreds column, which one's got the greater amount of hundredths? We've got 5 hundredths and 9 hundredths. So the greater number is 2.69. 2.65 is less than 2.69. Okay, well done if you got that correct. So, section 3. Here we are doing what we did yesterday. Arrange the numbers in increasing order. Okay, so smallest to greatest each time. Have a go at A, B and C, and then we'll come back together and discuss the answers. Pause the video now. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So for question A, we've got 4.51, we've got 0.12, and we've got 0.21. So we want smallest to greatest. So which one's the smallest? This is our ones column. So it's not going to be this one because this one has 4 ones. These two have got 0 ones. Then we go to our tenths column. We've got 1 tenth and 2 tenths. Which one is smaller? Our smallest is 0.12. Then we know that this one comes next because it's also got 0 ones. And then our greatest is 4.51. Okay. B, we've got 2.9, 8.5 and 3.1 from smallest to greatest. Let's look at our ones column. We've got 2, 8 and 3, which is our smallest ones. It's 2.9. Our next smallest in our ones column is 3.1, and then our greatest is 8.5. And C, we've got 4.59, 4.63 and 4.61 from smallest to greatest. Let's look at our ones column. They've all got 4. Let's look at our tenths column. We've got 5, 6 and 6. Which one's the smallest? It's 4.59. Then we need to go to our hundredths column. Which one's the smallest? 4.61. And our greatest is 4.63. So well done if you got that correct. Now it's your turn to complete worksheet 10, pages 19 to 20, okay, which is attached on our Google Classroom. Any questions, post on your Google Classroom stream. Good luck.